Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be giving you a brief overview and review of Project EOS Rise. So this is a game of survival where you're playing cooperatively, and it's a worker placement game. Basically, no matter how many players you have, you are playing all 4 roles. So this can be played solo, 2-player, it doesn't matter. We played a 2-player game, and each of us played 2 of the different boards. So there's commander, combat specialist, engineer, and pilot, and they all work together in different ways to try to help basically survive and beat all alien ships. And you're trying to get to the Paradise Planet at the end of the game by collecting these FRBs. And so that you're trying to do that before one of your trackers reaches 0 or game over, or until the extinction track reaches game over. So it's a kind of a race against the aliens. There are 3 different types of aliens represented by these cards. There's the Vord or Vorde, which is the strongest. Then there's the Galagot, which is the next strongest. And then the Dexer, which is the weakest, but still they do enough damage to where it could make a difference. So you're basically controlling your color-coded meeples to do different actions. Your EOS ship, this is the EOS ship, this is the universe. So you start out with several things being covered or locked. The cargo bay is locked.
You'll be building them throughout the game.
The deep space. So the more you build, the more space you give yourself to be able to have to reduce the trackers when your EOS ship is hit. Because these are the hulls. So when the alien ships hit you, this is where you're going to be taking the damage. Anywhere that has these stars have little tracks that go down. So every room you open is another space to take that damage. But you will start out with the command room, the shield control, and engine room. So pretty much the first probably 5 or 6 rounds you're going to be using this command room. Only 2 can go in it, and that helps you to skill up on your player board. It is difficult to get very far on your player board because there are only 2 at a time that can do it, and you have to really decide which one of these roles are more important. They all have a very important role.
And the engineer, the only way you can unlock the different rooms is through the engineer. You have to pretty much do the skill up to unlock more, more ways to unlock the rooms.
Yeah, these little wrenches, each time you pass one, that's another room that you can build. And then the commander helps you to keep your stress down. This one has stress relief cubes that you can use to alleviate other players' stress. Because if you get up to the top of your player board in stress, you have to go backwards 3 spaces on
your skill tree.
Your tracks. So you want to keep mindful of that. So the commander helps in that way. The combat specialist helps add more damage to the space alien ships. The engineer helps
unlock rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, and help heal repair action rooms.
The pilot pretty much allows for movement, and the more you do in your skill tree or level track, you'll be able to move further. And then also during the phase, the pilot can use up to 4 afterburn cubes to increase how far Starship EOS can travel. Each afterburn can be used. And the thing is, once you use these 2, you have to, like, just say you have 2 gone, you have to go through your skill tree to retain or get them back.
You can buy them for credits.
Or you can buy them for credits.
That's dice. That's not.
Yeah, but there is where you could get it back through when you deliver a contract, gain 1 afterburn cube. You see,
okay,
so you
for that play. Okay,
Yeah.
each one has asymmetric abilities. So he played these too, so I have no idea what they.
Yeah,
what
but
they do.
once you get far in the skill tree, you could you could get back some of the cubes.
Oh, okay. See, mine's different. Very
All
different.
of them have that.
And the commander also unlocks an extra meeple. So it's basically you have an assistant, so you can have more actions per turn. Because it is the one action at a time does kind of make it go slower because you got to really be strategic and figure out which actions are more important to do first. And all the while there's several phases, so I'll just go through the phases. So first phase is obviously planning. That's talking amongst yourselves to figure out what route you're going to go and what actions and such. Then you have your crew actions. That's where
your meeples.
Each of your meeples are placed on the board, where the rooms that are available for actions. There's also, if your ship lands on one of these color-coded ships, you could come over here and do those actions. There's each one has 3 actions associated, and it depends on which galaxy and region that you're located in.
You have to be in these to pretty much be able to use...
right, to put your worker on there.
Yeah.
And when the event cards... Actually, you got to be on the event cards is what... I'm sorry. Wherever your EOS ship is during the event phase, that's what determines that.
Oh,
yeah. For some reason, I was getting those crossed. Then you move your EOS. Usually it's 1, but the pilot can add to that if their skills are higher. You're trying to get, not to the asteroids, but you're trying to collect these skill ups and the FRBs. Each time you get the FRB, you move up this track. When you get the intel track, you get those mostly from either your missions or the contracts.
Which you could obtain contracts through unlocking one of these. And then you could
cargo bay.
Yeah, and then you could also gain technology.
It's the crafting room.
Yeah, so
yeah, once you unlock more rooms, there's more to do in this game and more ways to manipulate and kind of help you in your battles with the aliens. So you're just progressing throughout until either you've won or the game is over. Trying to collect shields. Those are also out here in the universe. Those allow you to offset some of the possibly offset some of the damage, because you're going to be placing them on, say you have 3 different ships attacking you. However many shields you have, you can decide whether to cover up a number. You might want to cover up, since this one does the most damage, cover up, or no, that one isn't the one. This one does the most damage.
Yeah, so I would cover up both.
Actually, no, this one gives 5. This does 5 damage. So you would possibly use them on that one. So if you roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this one is going to hit you. This one, if a 1, that one's also going to hit you. And if you roll 4 or a 5, you're going to have these 2 hitting you at the same time. So you would have to just move one of your blue cubes down on an open room, and hopefully you can have enough to where you can take more damage, because every round the phases go in EOS movement. Then if you happen to pass through or land on a ship, you have to do the EOS attack, where you attack the alien ship, and you would just draw damage cards and roll the dice that you have accumulated. Everyone starts with 1, but you can unlock dice by skilling up. So you would just roll these, and everyone can roll if you want. You decide how many dice you're going to be rolling, and for each, if you match all the symbols, that's how much damage you do. So you draw one of these for each ship that you're attacking, and that does accumulate. So if you can't kill them all in one turn, the next time during that phase, you'll get to try to fight them again. Then there's the alien ship movement. That is based on the cards that you're going to be drawing at the beginning of the round, based on what ships are out there. The upper left says their movement and what their goal is. It's usually either the FRBs they go towards, or they go towards your EOS ship. They also sometimes go towards the the skill ups. It all depends on what's on the card. That determines how that ship moves. So you have to do the best route for however many moves it can move to get to that, whatever its goal is. If its goal is you and one or more land on you, they will then be attacking you. So you're just defending, you're not damaging back. You would just be doing the shields again, like I showed you, where you're offsetting, trying not to get hit. And then there's the redeploy aliens. You're going to take all these with the little bonus tokens that go with them, roll the D20 and the D6 dice, and then the D20 determines which region, and the D6 determines which galaxy around that region that it goes on. And you're going to be doing this at the end of every round. Then you're going to take your funding, which is right here. You start with 4. Each time you take funding, you're going to move this down. And then you do you do the extinction and event card before you do the funding. I forgot that. So the extinction, you move this down by 1. You draw the event card based on which color galaxy the EOS is on. You'll draw that card, and then that affects the whole. That usually changes the rules of the next round. Then you do your income that I was talking about, and you refresh by taking back all your meeples. You place more ships randomly, drawing them out of the bag in the redeploys, and the little tokens, because you will be placing those next round during the redeploy aliens. So you just start over and you just do that round after round until either the game ends one of 2 ways. Either you winning by getting to the Paradise Planet by collecting those FRBs, or
and once you get to here, you have to roll the dice and then place it, and you have to get to there.
Yeah, it's called Last Dash. So you are racing to get to that planet. The aliens are racing towards you to try to thwart you from that. That's what the Last Dash is. Mm-hmm. So that cover everything, basically, kind of in a nutshell.
Yep.
So what would you say about this game?
Great components. Really like it sticks to the theme. I do wish some of the font was a little easier to read. Some of the font
impossible to read.
It's not mixed well with the actual background color.
Pink on black.
So
and small, so it's very hard.
Yeah, I wish that was a little bit better developed, but everything else is component wise is really good. I like the dual layer boards. The dice are really cool. And the board is easy to read. Everything in the board. It's just the cards have a tendency to not mix well with the font color and the background. So replayability, high replayability. I really like the replayability of the game because there's so much in the actual galaxy or space would definitely be changing throughout each different game. Setup time is quite a little bit. It probably takes like 10-15 minutes. And then also, rereading some of the rules. So, and the teach, although easy, it's a little bit of a long book. It's like, I think, 30 pages or something?
Yeah.
So it is quite a long teach if you want to teach it to someone. You could probably teach it in 10 minutes or less, but rereading everything. So probably be 15 minutes if you've playing this game every 3 or 4 months. So mechanic-wise, it's a good game. It lacks in a lot of micromanaging. I think that's you feel more like you're micromanaging more than you are actually playing. Also, the lack of training. You are not actually go far in the skill tree unless you're training just one character or 2 characters. I think if you're trying to train multiple characters or all 4, you're not going to get far because the timeline of the game over and the extinction really doesn't. There's no way to offset or push back the extinction track from what we experience, and so your skill and basic level track is really at some points it's kind of like obsolete because you're not able to go as far as you wish. And especially maybe you could do it with 2 characters, but as far as 4, it really doesn't allow for that. Now, the overall like ship area is cool because you are able to do a lot of mechanics in that aspect where you could get the technology and the contracts. So you're able to, offset because you're able to give a lot of the contracts to.
There's also a medical room where you can
reduce
your stress.
Yeah, stress. Your stress level goes up, so you're also using a lot of those skills from the commander. So the mechanic wise, it's okay, but it does lack in the progression aspect of the game. So I do think it's a good game for solo players and also people that like campaign games or I guess survival games. We're not those type of people, so this is more for that aspect of gamers. I think it's a good game, and I can see the appeal. So I would pretty much suggest for solo gamers and people that enjoy campaign. We're very particular when it comes to campaign games. We like more like the dice thrown ventures and those type of games. But that's who I would recommend the game for. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what he said. Like it progresses really slowly because you are limited in this first. Because you have to advance on this track. Pretty much, you have to go at least 4 on the commander before you can unlock the assistant. So you're pretty much going to always put the commander in that training center for a while. And then your other important one is the engineer, because you need him to be able to build more buildings, which unlocks more. So you're kind of doing those 2, I would think, the first few rounds.
Yeah, so pretty much the game almost plays itself half of the game because of the characters you have to advance. And
you have to put one on this to get a shield. That's a definite.
Yeah.
So the first one, only takes 1, but to get a second one, you have to put 2 characters, but you only have 4 to start out. So you've got this last person that you need to figure out what to do with. And on your first round, you pretty much, I guess, build a room because you can build 1, but after that, you're going to have to keep advancing your engineer because our first round we used him, so he was here, so we did have the ability to build 1 room at that time. So we did the contracts was our first one, but you could do that or the technology one, because the technology ones, they basically give you stuff right away, or let you use something like this one says flip any 3 skill dice results to their opposite side. So they either could do something for you in the like a one-time use in the future, or they some of them are things you can do at certain times. Like during an EOS attack, re-roll up to 2 skill dice, but it's one-time use. I believe all of them are one-time use, if I recall. Yeah. So some of them you will save for later to use once, and then some of them are instant reward. So once you open up another room, it gets a little easier to do more. But those contracts that you get, they're basically what they are. You're taking whichever meeple. So if the blue took this contract, we already have one out here. That was his. So you put your cargo box, you roll those dice and put the cargo box where the dice say they go. Then you're going to try to get your EOS trip. We were unlucky on those. They always ended up way over here and we were way over here. But you're going to, as soon as your EOS trip arrives on that cargo box, then you can do on delivery and collect the rewards. The ones that say on pickup, you take those rewards, roll the dice to see where they go, and it just adds more and more resources for you to grab on your way as you're traveling through the universe. So, but the bad things you want to try to avoid if you can are the asteroids. You're going to take some damage, or the alien ships.
I thought on pickup is when you grab the card.
No, right, on pickup.
Yeah.
You put the resource out there. Then on delivery is when you pick up the cargo. So you could pretty much only have one contract because you only have one box. So that, after a character has done that, that's basically, they're not able to do that room anymore. So, or I guess, yeah, because you pretty much have to wait. But you're progressing on these tracks and just trying to get your way, of course, to the end. So for me, it wasn't, I don't know, it was a lot of housekeeping and kind of low on the playing because especially for the first big chunk of the game, you're just progressing very slowly, trying to get yourself up these skill tracks. And but again, I realized, like he said, they are those that would love this type of game. This just isn't the type for us. So if this sounds like something that would be fun, you should definitely check it out. We'll put the link in the description. But if this sounds like your cup of tea, if you like those survival games, we do horribly in survival games, which is probably why we don't enjoy them. Horribly. I don't think we've ever won on a survival game.
We won one.
Did we?
Yeah, one game.
Wow.
But it was kind of tailored because it had like a beginner, medium, and hard, and so we survived the beginner. So I'm guessing that was meant for that. But
we never win survival games.
But we play many, and we're just not good.
We're not good at them. But if you love that kind of thing, this game would be your cup of tea, and you should check it out because there is a lot going on. There's a lot of progress tracks. I mean, there's a lot of strategy in this game. Slow progression in the beginning, but if you have your eye on the prize and you really enjoy that hardcore strategizing with 4 different, whether you're playing by yourself or not, with 4 different player boards, and so you're controlling a lot. And if you were by yourself, it would be a lot of housekeeping, moving around all these ships back and forth, and the dice rolling, because you literally have to roll these 2 dice for everything that goes out on the universe. And later and later in the game, there's a lot of stuff out there. You're just piling stuff on top of each other. So yeah, hopefully our rambling helped you to decide whether this is a game for you. Thank you for watching. Please give this a like. Feel free to share this video with someone you might think would like this game. We hope you're already subscribed. If so, thank you so much. If not, please subscribe. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you next time.